Italia, buongiorno Maria, con gli occhi pieni di malinconia. Buongiorno Dio, lo sai che ci sono anch'io.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
And welcome to another edition of This
Italian American Life.
My name is Peter Marchiafava, and joining me as always is my co-host,
Michael Spatola.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Yes. It's been a long week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm feeling good. Happy to be here with you, as always.
I'm happy to be here. We are coming to you recorded, not live, from the bedroom of Michael Spatola's children.
That's
as
right.
you can see back there.
That's right. And if you've listened to previous episodes, they were on the show.
That's right. We're going to have them back on sometime.
I know Mateo's voice is very different now.
Yes, that will be fun to see, or
Yeah.
to hear, that is.
Hi, guys. I like to welcome myself. My name is Mateo Spatola.
Old school reference sounding like Peter Brady.
Peter Brady.
That's
When
right.
it's time to change. Oh, if you know that, you're old.
Very old.
Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na.
Well, speaking of your voice changing
Yes.
and your accent kind of changing, today's episode is going to be all about our parents' accents.
Yeah.
Our parents made the brave decision to come to America from another country, and they learned the English language. They learned it quite well, but they held on to that Italian accent, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My father's been here since 1968,
Yep.
and he still, to this day, has a very, very thick accent.
Yeah. My mother since 1969, same exact thing. It is amazing that they still hold on to that, and I do love it. Like, I first and foremost, I will say this is an episode that comes out of love and appreciation, because we grew up with that accent. We got yelled at with that accent.
Yes. We had
And-
to do many a deciphering.
That's right. We had to figure out exactly what they wanted us to do.
Why were we in trouble, and what was the punishment?
Exactly. So in this episode, we're going to go ahead and discuss that accent,
Yes.
and we're going to get into the words that they used, the words that they came up with,
Right.
and have
For
a
better
story
or
or two.
for worse.
Oh, definitely for better or for worse. And of course, a story or two along the way.
Yes. There will be many an instance that you'll be like, oh my God, my parents pronounced those words the same way or similar.
Mm-hmm.
So if you listen to this episode and you have your own little things to add, please feel free to email us or write us and or comment.
That's right. Definitely send us an email at...
We host a dog fight every Friday.
Yeah, Michael Vick's downstairs.
Yeah, yeah. He comes over with all his homies, and we have a dog fight. So that's what you're hearing in the background. Sorry. It'll be over soon. One of the dogs will die, and we'll throw
Oh,
them.
don't you ever say that. You son of a bitch.
My dog will die.
No dogs were harmed in the filming of this episode.
Yes. Or recording.
Oh, this is film. I don't know if you knew that or not. We're actually rolling film right now. This is,
Ciao tutti.
this is going to be on IMAX later on.
Oh,
yeah.
Emacs.
And that's a good start right there.
Yes.
The IMAX, because in Italian,
The
letter I
is pronounced E.
that's right.
So, io is spelled I-O.
And therefore, IMAX is spelled,
Emacs.
or pronounced, I should say,
Yes.
IMAX.
Emacs. You gotta add the E or the A at the end.
That's
Emaxa, Emaxe. One of the two.
There are so many different words that come to mind when you hear, like when I hear my mom's accent, when I hear her talk, it brings back so many memories of so many different things she said, so many names she butchered.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things. We're going to be getting into that in the coming segments here. So be sure to email us at thisitalianamericanlife@gmail.com or subscribe to our Substack and leave us a comment. We want to hear from you. We want to hear the accent that your parents used, the words they told you that didn't quite sound right, but you kind of knew what they were getting at.
Right. Like if you had them come into school for a parent-teacher conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, fat chance of that in the first place. But if you manage to make that happen, 9 times out of 10, the teacher would be speaking about your performance in class, things of that sort, and your parents would nod their head and be like, "Is he do good?"
Exactly, because they weren't paying attention.
Right. Because they wouldn't understand. They would be like, "Oh yeah, he's got a high aptitude for learning, bit talkative, but he do good, They do good at school. He do all the homework and everything." And that's because, at least in my house, my parents didn't check my homework.
Yeah.
I think your father checked your homework.
My father definitely checked my homework. My sisters checked my homework. My mother, not so much. But it wasn't out of... She definitely wanted me to do good, of course. But yeah,
Of course.
definitely did not check my homework.
Yeah.
And I think I've told this story before, but after my dad passed away, my mom had a parent-teacher conference. Except it wasn't with one teacher. It was with all of my middle school teachers.
Oh, that couldn't have been daunting.
So it was my mom and like 7 teachers all in like a half arc around her.
What?
And she still talks about it to this day. It was one of the most like traumatic moments for
Yeah,
her.
she
Like
probably felt like a Spanish Inquisition.
exactly. And essentially all she's like she listened to them. She's like, okay. Is he doing good?
Right.
Like that's what she wanted to know. Like,
Yeah.
was I still trying? Was I still paying attention in class?
Right.
I wasn't, but
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where they obviously want the best for you, but they don't have the education or the know-how to be like, let me sit down and help you with your homework. Let me
Right.
check you
for sure.
out here and make sure that
Well, we talked about this. Both of our parents had 4th grade educations,
yeah.
maybe 6 tops.
Yeah, my father went to elementary school and that was it.
Right.
Yeah, and my mom, I don't think she went to high school. I'm not sure about junior high, but yeah, I mean a very limited education in terms of like book smarts.
Right. And
You
the
know,
exception to that
street
was
smarts
oh yeah, they had that abounded.
through the loop, through the roof,
Through the roof
Yeah.
is what he meant to say.
through the loop,
Through the loops.
through the loops. They go around, they come back.
My father would be the exception to that. He did go to school. He actually went to night school towards the end as well. He was studying. He was continuing his education. My dad
He was well read.
He was well read. He loved to learn.
Do you know I just got a visual memory?
What's up?
The National Geographics.
Oh my God, we had so many of those growing up.
Like every episode or episode.
Nowadays.
Every edition.
Yeah.
Like National Geographic.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to me that was like that might as well have been a book of calculus. You know what I mean? Like so many facts and things that you would never know
Right.
unless you looked into them. And he was the type of person that really never stopped learning.
No. I
And
mean, we had the whole set of encyclopedia.
And I think he did that for you and your sisters.
For sure he did, but he used it as well.
Right.
And whenever I didn't know something, he would always tell me, go look it up.
Right.
That would be the his favorite phrase whenever I asked him a question.
Can you
Because he
imagine?
wanted to instill that joy of learning. He wanted you to find out for yourself.
Right. And
Either
and
that or you
his-
didn't know.
And his idea of that was to use an encyclopedia
Yeah.
or a National Geographic, some sort of
Or the dictionary.
right.
Yeah.
You know, a hard literature. What am I trying to think?
Book.
Well, yeah,
A
of course,
reference.
text,
Yes.
textile, right? Is that what I'm? No,
You mean tactile?
tactile. Thank
Yes.
you. He would use a tactile form of reference as opposed to now we would look everything up on Google or Siri or whatever.
Right.
Can you-
Wikipedia.
Can you imagine if he was around to see that? Like,
Oh my Lord. He would be.
what's the temperature in Italy right now?
Oh yeah.
The
No,
fact that he could
You know,
just-
he would have like the coolest apps.
Oh yeah.
He would.
For sure.
He would have all the informative apps that we never thought of. Like, it's...
He'd be like, Peter, you know what elevation we're at right now? We are 0.32 degrees above sea level.
Oh, yeah. He would have that app where you just point the phone at the sky and it tells you, like, all the constellations in your area.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the man was not only well learned in the sense of that he was an intelligent person, but he continued that well into his elder age. Like, he just was the type of person that liked to know things.
Yeah. He loved to learn.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
He really, really did.
I wish he passed it on to you.
I know. I am a moron. I don't know anything. I just, hey, what's this? I don't...
What's my name?
What's Blink-182?
No, my name, my first name.
No, the song. Oh,
right. What's my name again?
I mean Michele.
Well, yes, in English.
Michael.
Right now,
Yeah.
shorten it. What's a shortened word?
Oh, it's a Mike.
Mike.
All right,
This is a Mike.
we're gonna go and take a break right now. When we come back, we're gonna talk to Mike on the mic
Right.
about Mike's parenti.
Unbelievable, this guy.
All right, and we are back.
Welcome back.
Michael, I know that we talked about just now how special our lives growing up were as first generation because we had parents who had those very distinctive accents.
Yes.
But honestly, until you went to school, until you went over to your friends' houses, you didn't quite realize that your parents were that different.
Right. Yeah. I mean, totally. It was not until I saw them interact with other people that I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, they definitely speak differently.
Right. Because growing up, our families mostly interacted with one another.
Yeah.
So even when we'd go over to family, you know, our cousins' houses or our aunts and uncles' houses, we'd still get that same accent.
Right.
So it was never different to us.
No, it was one of those things where, like, you would talk to your cousins, and when we would talk to our cousins, we would talk to our cousins like we're talking now. You just speak English, and literally in the same breath, one of your aunts or uncles would walk in, and you'd automatically switch and be like, "Ciao, zia, come stai?
Yep.
Tutto a posto." All this other stuff. And it was just normal to be able to switch back and forth. And you were so used to hearing the accent and the way that you would interact with your cousins and automatically put a little bit of an accent in your voice
Right.
when you spoke to your aunts, your uncles, your parents, anybody who was off the boat, you know, because it just made sense to do it. And my wife to this day will call me out on it and be like, it's so funny when you get on the phone with your dad, it's like automatically you have a little bit of an accent.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because he catches it more than versus, you know, me using perfect
Right.
English vernacular.
Your customer service voice,
Yes,
if you will.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't use your customer service voice with your parents.
No, and even like it's the same thing with my mom. You know, like I will speak Italian to her as much as possible because that's just what's more comfortable for her.
Right.
And when I speak
And also,
English,
it's good for you.
well, it helps me, and she will be happy to correct me every time I'm wrong as well.
Yes, my dad does too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will stop me mid sentence and
Yep.
he will slowly enunciate. You know.
Oh my lord, my mom does the exact same thing. So Mike, tell me, what was the first time you realized that your parents' accent was different?
I would have to say probably the first time, like, you know, nowadays you have all these parent-teacher conferences, open house, things like that, and it's just a normal event in your life that you just make it a point to go.
Right.
When I was a kid, My father never went to any of those things. And if he did, it was a very rare occasion. In fact, I can't even remember him going to anything until I was about a junior in high school and he started to come to my football games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom was different. My mom would try to be there for certain things, but, there was a lot of stuff where, the information wasn't as readily made available. So, like, you had to take a piece of paper home and show it to your parents and be like, hey, there's open house on this day.
Right.
I mean, I never did that. Because I automatically would think, like, what are my parents going to do here? You know what I mean? They're just going to, like, not understand what's going on. Not that they're stupid. It's just like, what am I doing here? Like,
right.
Okay, so I got to go talk to your teachers about what?
It wasn't that important.
Your performance in class and all of these other things. And again, it would just go back to like, can we just put it into the simplest form? Okay? Yeah, my son talks a lot. Yeah, he interrupts. He's loud or whatever. Is he do good?
Yeah.
Is he do good in school? Does he get a good grade? That's all they wanted to know.
That's it.
And if the answer was no, then you get bote. If the answer was yes, then you get left alone. You know what I mean? So, of course, anytime that I got any paperwork that said anything negative, crumple it up, throw it in the garbage, or forge a signature. Because they never checked, Or I would present it to them, and they would be like, cos'è questo? And I'd be like, it's a thing that says, your son is the best kid in the world. Just sign on the bottom if you agree. Okay. And they sign on the bottom.
See, that's not how it was for me.
Yeah, your father was smart.
Right.
And your mom is smart too, but I'm saying like he was
with it.
Yeah.
He was definitely
well aware of the games.
Yes.
Because he probably played the same games.
Exactly. So I had to hand everything in. And honestly, when I was a kid, I was a good student. It wasn't an issue for me. So the letters I would get would be the letters for, field trips and like you said, parent-teacher conferences. But my parents would go to those, and my mom would go with my dad. And like whenever
was your father like a chaperone on field trips?
He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally knew it.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, that's Megan. I'm working all the time. I would love to be able to do that, but it's just not realistic. In the wintertime,
it's tough.
I did go to the school and read to the kids a few times.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did that for
because I'm on the same level.
Right.
Right. So I would open.
You also read at a 4th grade level.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so they'd be like, "This guy gets me."
I actually did that for my nephew's school once. I went with for Logan, and I helped. I was a teacher's aide for an entire day.
Nice.
And like he came to the class, like because they were switching between different classes. He's like, "Oh, Uncle Peter's here!" Like it was very fun. We loved it.
Yeah. It was cool to walk into my son's class, and sit there and read to all the kids.
Yeah.
And then get to see like his face, like, oh, that's my dad. You know what I mean? It's definitely a really cool experience, and I'm glad I got to make time to do that. But that's the stuff that like, you learn from the things that your parents didn't do.
Yeah. It's the stuff you wish your parents like had done.
Right.
Or
right. I'm going to be different.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to be more aware, involved. And it wasn't for like them not wanting to in the sense of like, oh, what a waste of time or anything like that. It was just like, it's beyond me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we've already talked about times where like your dad embarrassed you at school.
Oh.
Like that time where he was in the car and he wanted you to give him a kiss.
Yes.
So, well, kiss your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he was right.
Of course.
But I was like, I just don't feel right making out with you in front of my friends.
I mean, let's be careful there, all right? That's not what he wanted.
No. Simple.
Sure, he was wearing that button-up shirt tied up at the waist.
That's right. Gold chain. Chest hair peeking out. Oof. Burt Reynolds.
Eat your heart out.
That's right. No, it was always the kiss on the cheek, that's just how we greet each other and say goodbye. I remember the first time that I went to my wife Megan's family for like Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I went around and said hello to every single person. And, the men, I shook their hands, nice and firm, and looked them in the eye. And all the women, I went in for a kiss. And it was amazing to see how many of them were like, whoa.
Yeah, taking
and
it
it
back.
wasn't like I was going in like, it's like obvious that I was going in for, but you're so used to it that you think that that's just the way everybody does it.
Yeah, that's
And they were
definitely not the
like,
way everybody does it.
Whoa, slow down, kid. But you know what's funny is, I want to say 2 years later, my mother-in-law, Cindy, told me that after I came around, that started to become more common again.
Oh, that's nice.
Like the more intimate greeting of like a hug or
a big
kiss.
hug, yeah.
And she was like, it was really cool because it kind of went by the wayside. And then when you came around, because you were made it such a habit that it started to become a thing that everybody did. And that meant a lot to me,
Well, it's nice to be able to kind of impart that kind of affection.
Right.
You know what I mean? And make people understand that it means something.
Yeah.
Like it's not just you're giving them a hug and a kiss. You're being closer to people, and you're showing them that you care about them by doing that.
Plus, it cemented the fact that I'm not a pervert. I'm not a weirdo. It's a greeting.
It's kind of a weirdo.
Okay, fine, but time and place.
Let's get back to our teachers. Did your teachers mispronounce your last name, and how bad did it get?
All right. So, not only did my last name get mispronounced, spatula,
Classic.
spatula.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would say spatola.
Okay.
Which was
Acceptable.
pretty much like that was like the English pronunciation of my name, spatola.
Right.
Like all my friends called me that. Very little people that I was like tight with called me Mike. It was mostly like spatola.
Yeah.
Like that was just, and I think my sisters both could say the same. But there was a few teachers that just, kind of butchered it, but you'd correct them one time and they could get it because it was relatively a pretty easy name.
That's what I was going to say.
Markiafava? Fuck. I mean, it was probably every single time.
I got so many different ways to pronounce that, ways that I didn't even know could be pronounced that way. Obviously, there's your classic Marchiafava.
Marchiafava.
That is, like you said, that's just like spatola. That's the American way of saying it.
Yes.
There's Marchiafava.
Marchiafava.
You put the accent on the I.
Yeah.
That just sounds weird to me. I don't know why I said Marchiafava.
Because they're like, this is obviously an Italian last name, so I'm going to put an emphasis on the I.
Right.
But I'm also going to pronounce the H, which is like two different things.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You
the
can't,
C and the H
you don't
is a
get
K.
both. You don't get both.
Yeah. If it was C-I with no H, then it would be Marchifava.
Naturally.
But if it's with an H, that's a K sound.
There's the classic Chicago.
Yes.
That's Marchiafava.
Yep. Marchifava.
Hey, look, it's Marchiafava.
Yeah.
There's...
Is Marchifava month?
Oh, my Lord. I swear to God, that is the first time I've ever heard that one.
You like that?
That's awful. You're done.
Quick.
No, we don't like it.
We love it.
We don't want more of it.
We want it all. What's funny is when I was in grade school, I didn't have a lot of that issue. When we moved in 1989 from Northlake to Des Plaines, my mom, I may have told this story before. I'm not absolutely sure, but either way, it's worth telling again. My mom went to the school, and we had moved during Thanksgiving break, which is like, really?
That's a rough time to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gone for maybe 4 days.
Right.
So we move. All the kids are in school. They have their classmates. We come in, 4-day weekend, new kid.
Say hello to the spatulas.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom went with me to the school to like register me and all that other stuff. And they asked, they gave her a piece of paper to fill out, and she didn't want to write Michele because she knew that Michele was Michelle
Of course.
in English. So she was like, oh, I'm going to write Michael. But she didn't know how to spell Michael. So she wrote Mikel. And literally from 5th grade up until my senior year, because I didn't want Mickle on my fucking high school diploma. It's on my 8th grade diploma, by the way. Mikel Spatola.
Wait, you still have your 8th grade diploma?
Somewhere.
Oh my God, we got to find that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a miracle I got it. So it wasn't until I went into the office and I'm like, look, my name is Michael. It's Michele in Italian. So my birth certificate says Michele, but literally the exact translation of Michele is Michael. Can you please spell my name on my diploma, Michael, not Mikel. That's what it took. I mean, because she filled out that one piece of paper
Right.
when I started that new school.
Yeah.
My name was Mickle. Every single year, first day of class, Mickle, Mickle, not the last name,
No.
which is like, Italian last name, right?
But Mickle.
Mickle. And of course, all the kids hear it and they're like, Mickle.
That's why you got into so many
Pickle.
fights.
Yeah. I had to teach a few kids a lesson.
I'm going to tell you a story about your niece here.
Okay.
During college registration,
Right.
all right, your niece Annalisa Iacovello does not have a middle name.
Right.
But the form she was filling out required her to enter a middle name for whatever reason, because a lot of us don't have middle names. It's silly that you require that. But instead of putting N-A, she put none. So her entire collegiate career, she was Annalisa Nunn Iacovello.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She told us that story a couple weeks ago. And that just cracks me up because it feels like it's pretty much exactly the same story, except that one she did to herself.
Self-induced.
Yes, that was definitely self-induced.
That is so funny.
I love it. And Annalisa,
and the
if you
fact
don't want me
that-
to tell that story, too late. Sorry.
The fact that somebody in the faculty,
I didn't catch it.
yeah, it's
Right.
like none. Yeah, that's her middle name. No.
Come on now. Ask the question.
Yeah.
She literally had to do it just like you said, before she graduated. She needed to get that fixed so that way it wouldn't be on her diploma.
What a classic. I would have that hanging on my wall in a frame. Annalisa Nunn Iacoviello.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you see how he said the last name versus how I said it?
Iacoviello.
Iacovello.
Yeah, you could do that, but there's an I there.
There
It's
is.
Iacviello. Iacoviello.
Iacoviello.
There you go.
It's a beautiful name.
Yes.
All right, Mike. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some more names that have been butchered over the years.
Okay.
Dork, we're talking to you.
Dork.
One of the other things that our parents did
Yeah.
was they absolutely butchered American names.
Oh, yeah.
There, most every, and I'm just going to say it, I think every Italian name will end in a vowel.
Yes.
It's a stereotype, but it's one of those stereotypes that's just true.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So when you come across an American name, especially those of Germanic heritage,
Yes.
it goes off the rails.
Yeah. Because the Italian language is phonetic.
Yeah.
So
It is. It's actually a very easy language to understand because of the phoneticism.
once you get past the pronunciation of the different letters, because like we were saying earlier, the letter I is pronounced E, the letter E is pronounced E.
Yep.
Once
C
you
can have
grasp
different
Yes.
sounds depending on what's after it.
C on its own is pronounced chi. CI is also pronounced chi, unless it's no.
No, that's
That's
pretty much
usually
it.
yeah. C after I, chi. But if it's CH, then it's pronounced K.
Also, CA is pronounced K or Ka.
Ka. Yeah. So if you didn't know all those nuances, you would have a hard time speaking Italian. But once you get past all that and you know the pronunciation of the different letters, it's actually, I don't want to say it's easy because it's not, but I would say it's a lot easier to spell, teach than English because,
for sure.
you know, the PH with an F sound is a perfect example. I mean, that throws every person that I've ever known that was learning English. They'd be like, how is PH spelled or pronounced with an F sound? That just doesn't make sense.
And it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Let's be fair.
Yeah.
So the first one that I remember that our parents butchered and did quite a good job butchering it was my brother-in-law, Dirk.
Good man. Great man.
He's a good man.
Didn't deserve it.
No, definitely did not deserve it. He came into this family with a
best
good sense of humor,
intentions.
great intentions. He was friendly. He was a rock star the whole time.
Solid dude.
But every time he would come across one of my aunts or uncles,
hey, Dork.
or Dirt.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're going to meet your wife's family
Yep.
and everybody's calling you Dork or Dirt?
It's not right.
The patience
It's not right.
and graciousness
Yes.
of that man is on a level that I couldn't even comprehend.
I know. To
Because
swallow
I've never seen him get mad or sit there and be like, my name is Dirk. You know, they'd be like, hey, Dork. And he'd just be like, hi,
that. How you doing?
good to see you. How are you?
Yeah.
Because he knew.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that had a lot to do with you guys, especially Adriana, being like, they don't mean anything by it. They just can't pronounce shit.
And honestly, he's a smart enough man where he understood that from the start. Like,
Right.
he did not...
Nobody's purposely calling you Dork.
Exactly. He never took
Other
offense
than
to
me
it.
right now. You're a dork. Just kidding. I love Dirk.
That was handed down to his son.
Yes. Yep.
His son, Kurt, my mother, for the longest time, called him Kort.
Court. My father,
Yep.
Court. Court.
That's right.
Court. But it's spelled
Kurt.
right.
Yep.
So not Kurt, Court.
Then came my nephew, Lucas. Lucas was easy enough.
Yeah.
No issues there.
Lucas.
Shortly thereafter came my nephew, Logan. Now, Logan is a tough one.
Logan's a tough one.
You would think Logan would be easy. Hey, Logan. Or you would think Logano.
They just have never seen that word before.
Correct.
Right.
My mother, and not to this day, she's corrected
She's
it.
corrected herself.
But for the first few years, that little boy's name was Luggage.
Luggage. I mean,
Ma dove è luggage?
you know,
It was one of the cutest things because we all got a kick out of it. We absolutely loved it. We still call him Luggage to this day because of that.
that's amazing.
It's adorable.
I lost my luggage. You lost Logan? No.
Oh no.
Who borse? You know what else is funny? Back in the day, our cousin Adam, Zia Maria, that's her grandson.
Yeah.
Used to call him Adamo.
Oh, that's classic.
So it kind of sounds like
Yes.
animal. Animal.
Ma dove è Adamo?
You know, because there is Adam in Italian, and it's Adamo.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you say it fast, it almost sounded like animal. You know what I mean? Animal.
Adamo. And that even goes to this day. My mother cannot pronounce my dog's name. She goes, Jax. And she's like, Jax. My dog's name is Jackson.
Right.
And I always tell her, Ma, è figlio di Jack.
Yeah.
Figlio di Jack, son. And you're
Yeah.
like, Jax. I'm like, okay, that good, close
good
enough.
enough.
And you know what? It is good enough.
That is. Yeah. Jakey. I mean, our cousin Giacomo,
That's right.
most of the aunts and uncles still call him Jakey.
Yes, they do.
Jakey.
Jake.
If you listen to the Ledzia episode, you can hear we are here, siamo qui da casa di Jackie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Jackie.
And this is where I want to reach out to our listeners here, because I know we have a lot of family listening, and I know that we've got a lot of great listenership outside of our family as well that have family who were immigrants.
Yes.
We want to hear those names.
Yeah.
We want to hear how your family butchered those names, because we're not trying to make fun of this. We're just bringing it to light because,
I mean, it's like making light of it. I don't want to say making fun of it. You know, prendi in giro.
That's
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Prendi in giro is like playful. Like I'm messing around with you.
we're having a good time.
Yeah. There's no ill intention.
No.
It was just one of those things that was like another characteristic that made our lives just a little funny.
Yeah.
You know?
And unique.
Yeah.
You know what our lives were? Or our lives weren't? Our lives were no picnic.
That's right. Picnic.
A no picnic.
Picnic is Italian for picnic.
That's right.
And what would you have at picnics?
Well, you would need to clean yourself up, so you'd have a napkin.
A napkin.
A napkin.
Yes. If you were going to wipe your mouth after you had a nice cotoletta,
Oh, yes.
you had
Or
to
for
have
dessert, you had some
napkin.
cooks.
Yeah, cookies.
The cookies.
Cookies.
That one was a specialty of Grandma Baby.
Oh yeah.
That is one of the words that I will always hear in her voice.
To this day, cookies is like almost, I say it just like that's the word.
Right.
It's not cookies.
No,
it's
cookies.
cookies. You know, and we're doing it in fun, but at the same time, it's so ingrained that like you almost and the same thing goes for cake. We in this house, and this is including my children. Okay, my sisters, we all do this. It's not cake, like birthday cake, keka,
Keka.
keka.
I love it.
Like everything. What kind of keka you want for your birthday?
Yeah.
Everything's in English, but when you say cake, you say keka. And it's because it's like paying homage.
Right. And that is what this is about. This is about paying homage. This is about
Yes.
saying these words and feeling the endorphin rush of those joyful memories.
Right.
Those times when we would have the picnic.
It's embracing it.
Yes.
Not making fun of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So for your family, what kind of names are we talking about here?
Well, my sister's first husband, his name was Dirk. So
Very similar.
Dork, right?
Uh-huh.
But my parents and most anybody that was from our family that would meet him, Dirk.
Dirk.
Yeah.
Which is
Derek.
actually almost the proper way to say Dirk's name.
Right.
That would have been a closer.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Dirk. Okay. Greg, who is my brother-in-law now, and
How you doing, Greg?
Barb's second husband, Greg.
Once again,
Greg.
it's gotta end in a vowel.
Yeah. Greg. Not Greg.
Mm-mm.
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah. My niece, Cammy, or Cameron. Cam, not Cammy. Kim. It almost sounds like they're saying Kim.
Or it almost sounds like they're starting to say chemistry.
Right.
Cammy.
Right.
I love that.
Kim. That's it. Michaela is pretty close. They say Michaela, which is an Italian name. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing with my nieces. I didn't mention my nieces earlier. Hannah and Olivia.
Anna.
You don't get the H at the beginning. It's
No.
Anna. And then it's Olivia.
Olivia.
Of course.
Yeah. Christian.
Classic.
Christ.
Because you could
Or
say Cristiano. Right.
Right? But they wouldn't even make because it's like, no, his name's not Cristiano. And Sicilian dialect, if you would say stu Cristiano, you would be like this guy.
Right.
You would be
It's another word for like this person.
Right. So they would say Christ. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kathy. Katie.
Really?
Katie.
Getty.
or Katia.
Right. But if
Like,
they're trying to
their-
Americanize it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Their go-to was to just say, I'm going to say your name in Italian, right? And if you did not have a specific name in Italian, they would just abbreviate it and shorten it.
Right.
Kete, Christe, Christe, Dork,
Mm-hmm.
Greg. It was just, it's like, this is our accent. This is how we pronounce it. Take it or leave it.
Now,
And you could correct them 10 times.
oh yeah, no, it would not fix anything.
No.
No.
It would never set in. They would practice it and say it in the moment. If you really dug in and were like, no, this is how you have to say it.
Yep.
But then you'd see them 2 weeks later, and you're back at Dork.
Hey, Dork.
Hey, Dork. I thought we made so much progress. 2 weeks
So-
ago, you were saying it right. Now we're back at square one.
Dang it. All right, let's do it over again.
Start over.
So I'll give you a fun one. Our family
Yeah.
said my name without issue.
Yeah.
Because my nickname specifically, BJ.
BJ.
BJ. All right?
Yeah.
My mother's side, on the other hand, from Sicily, actually living in Sicily,
Yeah.
in Italy, there is no J in the Italian language.
No.
So I would get BG.
Yeah.
I would always get, PG.
PG.
Ma dove è PG?
You're rated PG.
Hey,
Parental guidance.
and wait till I turn
It's
13.
not over the top, but it's like right there.
That's right.
It's like you say swear words.
I'm
like,
allowed one F-bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, PG.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just part of growing up Italian.
It was.
It was just part of being in that Italian American life. That's what you heard. That's what you dealt with every single time that you got together with family.
Mhm.
And I don't remember anybody getting upset about it. You know what I mean? I don't remember anybody making a big deal
I mean,
about it.
you could see the annoyance at first.
Of course, like,
But then-
they make a facial expression or
Right.
roll their eyes or whatever,
Right.
but nobody was like, no. We have to have a conversation about this.
Right.
I'm going to correct you once and
Or
for
like,
all.
I'm never coming back again. Type
Right.
thing.
Because it was like pointless. It was like, okay, like I was just saying a couple minutes ago, it's like, all right, we nailed it. You got it. 2 weeks later, they'd see you at the same party.
Yeah.
You're still Christy. You're still Keme. I mean,
It's
it's
still
just
luggage.
Like, just drop it. Just, okay, this is my name. Perfect. Thank you. I mean, even my name. People could call me Michele. You know what I got called? Michael.
Oh yeah.
Michael. Mikol. Michael. Michaelin.
Michael and as a no, never mind. All right, guys.
Michael, why you do that?
On that note, we're gonna go and take another break. When we come back, it's game time. We're gonna listen and read some voicemails from our parents
Yes.
and try and decipher.
God
what they
bless
meant.
AI. Thank you. Thank you, AI, for bringing this to our joyful entertainment.
We'll be right back. All right, and we are back.
Welcome back.
Hey. It is time to play a game. Mike, you want to play a game?
I love games.
Me too. This game is called Voicemail.
Voicemail.
Voicemail. How do you say voicemail in Italian?
Voicemail.
Exactly.
Like camomilla.
In this game, we are going to read the transcript of the voicemail that our parents have sent us. And we are going to try and decipher what said voicemail means.
Right. Thank you, AI, for taking the extra step and trying to put it in text form so you can kind of see an abbreviation of what the voicemail contains.
Exactly. And thank you to, of course, my mother and his father for being so detailed in their voicemails.
Yes. And their accent.
I don't know about you, but my mom only recently stopped assuming the voicemail was an answering machine and trying to tell me to pick up the phone.
Right. Yeah? Really?
Oh, yeah.
PJ.
PJ,
Prendi il
prende.
telefono. Prendi il telefono.
Oh, it's
Che
so
fai?
true. All right, we're gonna do we'll do a run here.
Yes.
I'm gonna go first.
Go.
You try and decipher what she's saying here. All right.
All right. I'm listening. Eyes closed. Focus.
That's right. All right, here we are.
Yes.
Hi, Peter. Stuck your mother, fat daughter. Could get the doctor in the room. I got otherwise.
Ooh.
Said.
All right. Hi, Peter is Hi, Peter.
That's right. I assume at least we'll find out.
Say the next line.
Stuck your mother, fat daughter. Could get the doctor in the room. I got otherwise. Said.
One more time. I'm almost getting there.
Hi, Peter. Stuck your mother, fat daughter. Could get the doctor in the room. I got otherwise. Said.
She's speaking in Italian.
Uh-huh.
Sto chiamando is stuck your fat daughter.
Stuck your mother, fat daughter.
Sorry, stuck your mother, fat daughter is sto chiamando.
Uh-huh.
What's the next one?
Could get the doctor in the room. I got otherwise.
Ooh, that's tough. Could get the doctor in the room.
Could get the doctor in the room. I got otherwise.
Chiamami indietro. Otherwise, what's the next line?
Said. So this is a 30-second voicemail. I'm pretty sure it just cut itself off at that point.
Okay.
So let's hear and see if you're correct.
Otherwise, say like.
Hi Piero, sto chiamando a farti ricordare se che ti ha dato le piantine di Tenerum. Se ce l'hai a casa non ti ricordare a portarmele domani. Otherwise chiede dove la tua cugina li comprava e maybe me le va a prendere domani se ce l'hanno ancora, ok? So, perché è ora di cantare Tenerum, ok Piero? Thank you so much, I'll see you tomorrow, ok? Call me, bye, love you.
Right.
Mike, you were surprisingly good there.
That was pretty close.
That was shockingly good. Obviously, it did not give us the full transcript.
No, itinerume was.
That was a very important voicemail I got, mind you. That was.
You're coming to the close of tinerume.
Exactly.
You better get those
like,
tinerume in the ground.
Give them to me now, or else we're not going to have pasta con tinerume.
Yeah.
And we know how serious that is.
Yes, tinerume is summertime pasta. For those of you who don't know, tinerume is the vine that grows off of the really long, light green zucchini, the Sicilian zucchini, cucuzza.
La cucuzza.
You make pasta out of it. It's delicious. We've covered this in other episodes.
Indeed. All right, your turn.
All right, my turn. So this one, there are many, but this one is funny. And this one was actually from my father to my wife, Megan. And he was calling to inquire about what to get me for my birthday. Yeah, Megan, child, list your father-in-law. I would like to talk with Michael, but I cannot get it on the phone. I don't know why. Can you please tell him to call me? I really appreciate. All right, thank you. Shower. Hopefully you guys have a good time. Whatever you are, shut up.
So, that's beautiful, by the way. I feel like that's the world's longest haiku. That's wonderful. It's in English.
Yes.
Because he's talking to Megan. So it's definitely in English.
Yes.
And he's trying hard here. So let's start with the first sentence here.
Okay. Yes. Megan, child. This is
so that's
your
obviously,
father-in-law.
Yes, Megan, ciao.
Yes.
This is your father-in-law.
Yes.
Keep going.
I would like to talk with Michael.
That's as is. I don't have any changes there.
Yep, but I cannot get it on the phone.
But I cannot get him on the phone.
Exactly.
Him, not it. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why.
That's as is.
That's
classic.
That's right. I don't know why.
I mean, why isn't he answering the phone?
Because I'm
Mike,
working.
why didn't you answer the phone?
12 hours a day, literally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Answer the phone.
Yeah. I really appreciate. All right, thank you. Shower.
All right, so obviously shower is ciao again.
Yes.
I really appreciate all right, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right.
And thank you. Oh, you think it's like an all right.
Yeah. I
Okay.
really appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao. And then
He goes on.
hopefully you guys have a good time. Whatever you are, shut up.
So hopefully you guys have a really good time, as is.
Yeah.
Whatever you are.
Whatever you are.
Whatever you are. I think it's wherever you are.
Right?
And shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut out. Ciao. Is that another ciao?
Possibly. I think it's all right. Ciao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing.
I don't have the actual voice recording,
That's okay.
but that is this is what it really is. Yeah, Megan, child, this you father-in-law. I would like to talk to Michael, but I cannot get a hold of him, and I don't know why. Can you please tell him to call me? I really appreciate it. All right, thank you. Ciao. Hopefully you guys have a good time wherever you are. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, shut up. But ciao, ciao.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. They're absolutely right. All right. I got one more for you here.
love it.
My car is in shake your mouth to put in the photo record that okay shall answer the phone. Okay, call me later. Okay, bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay. Start from the...
My car is in shake your mouth.
Shake you mouth is... this is you, mom. I'm going to guess. Yeah, ciao, this is you, mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the next line?
To put in the photo record that okay.
I want to remind you, so ti voglio ricordare, okay?
Shall answer the phone.
Hope you answer the phone.
Okay, call me later.
That's as is. Okay, call me later.
Okay, bye. Love you guys. Bye.
That's as is.
All right, let's hear it.
Hi, Tito. You don't have to answer the phone or leave a message, okay?
Oh,
Did
I
you
was
call
way
the
off.
permission for my card? E se mi mandano stick, non so se ci hai chiamato oppure no, giusto fatelo ricordare, ok?
Oh.
Stai lavorando? You don't have to answer the phone, ok? Call me later quando you're at work, ok? Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
All right. I was close on some things.
You had a few parts down.
Yeah.
She started English, went Italian. Like
Yeah.
it got a little convoluted there.
It did.
For sure.
It did. That's funny. You know, it seems when you read it, it seems so much shorter than when you play it.
Hey, that's Italian.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's like an abbreviated version.
It really seems like it.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
you
funny.
got one more?
Yeah. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought I had it pulled up. Talks amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. A peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. Discuss.
Okay. Hey Michael, let's play. I'll give me a call when you can, okay? I hope you guys doing okay and talk to you soon. Shout.
All right, so what does it start with?
Hi, Miguel. Let's play. I'll give
hold
me a
on.
call.
So it's I, Michael. It's a me.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
I'll give me a call when you can, okay?
Give me a call when you can, okay, please.
I hope you guys doing okay
That's as is.
and talk to you soon. Shout.
And shout is, of course, ciao.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, Miguel, let's play.
Oh,
Give me a call when you can, okay? Please. Hope you guys doing okay And talk to you soon. Ciao.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
you were almost on the money.
Almost.
Yeah. Hey, Michele.
Michele.
Is, hey, Miguel.
That's right.
That spa
Es-
is let's play. That spa.
That spa.
As if I got the voicemail and I've been like, who
Who's
the
this thing?
fuck is this guy?
Huh?
If he was just like, hey, Michele, I hope you give me a call, I'd be like, who do I call back? I don't understand.
There's no way to know.
There's no way to
There's
know.
no way to
Who
know.
else could that be? He has to be like, that spa.
Oh, my Lord.
That spa.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is from May 28th. Hey there. Let's chat. Where are you? How you guys doing? Good? I don't know. I don't need you for days. I hope you're okay. Okay, I want to ask you a question. But you know, you're not very... And
That's it? It ends on that?
Yeah. You're not very ...
Oh, my God. That is the classic guilt-ridden voicemail right
Yeah.
there.
Hey there, let's chat. Where are you?
So it's... Hi there, it's Pa.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Where are you?
Okay. As is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What
How
else?
you guys doing? Good?
Keep that as is.
I don't need you for days.
I don't hear from you for days.
Oh,
I know
think-
we hear from you for days.
Okay. I
Uh-huh.
hope you're doing okay.
Because he thinks you're dead.
I want to... That's exactly what it is.
That's really what it is.
I want to ask you a question. But you know, you're not very... ... bright.
Yeah.
Smart. I want to ask you a question.
I want to ask you a
I'd
question.
like to, but you probably won't be able to answer it.
But you don't know.
Because you're ... Fill in the blank.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. Put on speaker.
Hey, Miguel, ciao, wherever are you? I hope you guys doing good. I don't need you for days.
Yep.
I don't know. I hope you're doing okay. But give me a call if you can, okay? I want to ask you a question, but you know already what. Because I right now kind of a goddamn worrying about it so much. So I'll see what happens. But anyhow, don't worry about it. I love you guys okay, it's fine. But if you can, then give me a call and I will talk to you, okay? I love you. Say hello to Megan. Kiss. And love you. Ciao.
Beautiful.
Hold on, he doesn't
Of course
remember
not.
to hang up. There you go. You had to hear a couple pots and pans.
Yeah, so that was after dinner. You
Yeah.
got a few wines in him.
Yep.
Yep. And
So
you got the
he's-
voicemail.
He has to get his license renewed.
Uh-huh.
And because I am notorious for having a guy, Right.
He needs a hookup.
yes, but this is the DMV.
There's no more
And-
guys.
Those days are over.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. But I mean, it's like he basically wants me to help him get his license renewed by like some like, hey, help out my dad, I give you a little this.
Right.
I mean,
It just doesn't work like that anymore.
not really.
Not for the DMV, at least.
No. And for all purposes, it has not worked at all.
Never.
No.
Never.
No. Nobody takes
Nope.
any money or
My mother
looks
never
the
got
other
her
way.
first license not speaking a word of English.
No.
No.
These things don't happen, folks.
Nope.
So
Nope.
my father is just asking out of the blue. It makes no
It's
sense.
weird that he asked. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
You know what? On that note,
Over and over and over.
it's odd.
Yeah.
Very odd.
You would think that I had somebody in my pocket that I could help him get his license. You would think.
You keep them in your pocket like so much change.
That's right.
That's right. But you don't.
You should spread them. When have I ever denied anybody?
Who asked?
It's just unbelievable.
It is. It is. And
Yeah.
on that note,
Is me asking somebody for my father's license gonna bring your son back or mine? All this nonsense?
now you're going to bring your son back from Italy. And if something were to happen to him, if an illness were to befall
Oh,
him,
I would blame every person in this room.
there would be
Well,
people
no,
in this
not
room.
every person in this room. There would be people in this room that I would blame. Yes, and for that, I will not forgive. Right?
That's right.
That's right. So, on behalf of myself, Vito Corleone, Peter Marchiafava, Michele Spatola, Agostino Spatola,
Giovanna
Marchiafava.
Marchiafava.
Ti voglio un mondo di bene. Grazie per sentire questo episodio.
You guys have a beautiful night. God bless. And
Thank
we'll see
you.
you on the next episode of This Italian American Life. Buonanotte.
Buonanotte, ciao.
Italiano vero.